On March 14th, the world of boxing will pause to appreciate something that goes far beyond titles, rankings, or promotional narratives. When Jazza Dickens steps into the ring to defend his WBA junior lightweight title against Anthony Cacace, the fight will represent one of the purest examples of boxing's unforgiving, yet deeply rewarding nature. This is not simply a world title bout. It is a collision of two careers defined by rejection, resilience, late opportunities, and unwavering belief. Set to headline a Queensberry Promotions event at Dublin's legendary 3 Arena, broadcast live and exclusively on DAZN during St. Patrick's Day weekend, this fight feels perfectly placed. Ireland versus England. Champion versus challenger. Two veterans who were never meant to be here, at least not according to conventional boxing logic. Yet boxing has never rewarded logic. It rewards those who endure. In an era where boxing is increasingly dominated by early hype, protected records, and carefully managed careers, Dickens versus Cacace stands out as a throwback. These are not fighters molded in laboratories of promotional perfection. They are fighters shaped by defeat, disappointment, cancelled opportunities, and long periods of obscurity. Ask yourself a simple question. If you were asked in the middle of their careers whether Jazza Dickens or Anthony Cacace would become world champions, how confident would you have been? Most fans, and even industry insiders, would have dismissed the idea outright, not because either lacked talent, but because boxing rarely grants second, third, or fourth chances. And yet, both men are living proof that losses are not the end of everything. Dickens' professional record of 36-5, 15 KOs, tells only part of the story. The Liverpudlian's career has been a rollercoaster of near misses, painful setbacks, and moments where it felt like the door to world level had slammed shut forever. The most devastating moment came in July 2023 when Dickens was brutally knocked out in the 10th round by Hector Andres Sosa. The defeat was not just a loss, it was emphatic, damaging, and career-threatening. For many fighters, that kind of knockout loss at that stage of a career becomes the final chapter. But Dickens refused to accept that narrative. Instead of retreating, he reassessed. He relocated his training, aligned himself with Dubai-based coach Albert Arapetian, and committed to reinventing himself both physically and mentally. This was not about chasing paydays, it was about chasing belief. That belief was validated spectacularly in July 2024 when Dickens travelled to Istanbul to face unbeaten Olympic gold medalist Albert Batagaziev. Dickens entered the fight as a massive underdog. Younger, fresher, and more highly touted opponents are often supposed to expose veterans. Instead, Dickens dismantled Batagaziev, scoring a stunning fourth-round knockout to claim interim WBA honours. It was one of the most shocking results of the year. That win did not come out of nowhere. Dickens had already shown his ability to upset the odds with victories over fighters such as Zelfa Barrett, proving that he was at his most dangerous when written off. When former WBA title holder Lamont Roach Jr. vacated the belt to move up in weight and face Isaac Cruz, Dickens was elevated to full champion just weeks before Christmas. It was a moment that felt almost poetic, reward arriving after years of struggle. Jazza Dickens was originally lined up to make the first defense of his world title on a lucrative trip to Saudi Arabia as part of a busy Ring V card, headlined by Naoya Inoue versus Alan Picasso. The Liverpudlian was set to face unbeaten Japanese contender Hayato Tsutsumi, 8-0, 5 KOs. But those plans fell through when the 26-year-old was forced to withdraw after picking up an injury in sparring. Now ranked number 9 at 130 pounds by the ring, Dickens stands as one of boxing's most unlikely champions. Dickens' recent signing with Queensberry Promotions adds an important layer to his future. Queensberry, known for its deep roster and commitment to domestic and international matchups, provides Dickens with both opportunity and security. If Dickens wins, he becomes a defending world champion under one of boxing's most powerful promotional banners. If he loses, his value does not disappear. Fighters like Dickens become the ultimate proving ground for contenders. Fighters such as Ryan Garner, who could be tested against a seasoned, battle-hardened former world champion. While Dickens' story is about reinvention, Cacace's is about patience. At 36 years old, with a record of 24-1, 9 KOs, Cacace is living proof that boxing careers do not operate on a fixed timeline. For years, Cacace was viewed as talented, but unlucky. Opportunities came and went. Momentum stalled. One of the most painful moments came when his fight on the undercard of Fury vs. White was cancelled during fight week. A devastating blow just as he was set to prove himself on the biggest stage. Many fighters would have faded into obscurity after that. Cacace did the opposite. In 2024, at an age when many fighters are winding down, he was finally given a chance, and he seized it emphatically. His 8th-round TKO over then IBF champion Joe Cordina was nothing short of sensational. It was not a fluke, it was domination. That victory changed everything. Cacace was suddenly a world champion, a headliner, and a man whose perseverance had finally been rewarded. He followed it with a gritty, meaningful win over Josh Warrington, a fight layered with national pride and historical context due to Warrington's rivalry with Carl Frampton. Yet boxing's cruelty returned when the IBF stripped Cacace for choosing not to face mandatory challenger Eduardo Nunes. His IBF title was ultimately stripped after he was ordered to face Eduardo "Sugar" Nunes, but the opportunity to fight Lee Wood was simply too good to turn down. The purse was more than double what he would have earned for a mandatory defense against Nunes, and at this stage of his career, with family firmly a priority, the decision was both understandable and sensible. Choosing to fight Lee Wood in Nottingham was a massive gamble. Wood was a former world champion, fighting on home turf in front of his own crowd, but the financial security and career significance of that opportunity outweighed the risks. Cacace delivered one of the most impressive away wins in recent British boxing history, stopping Wood in the 9th round. That victory solidified his status as a world-level operator and erased any doubts about his legitimacy. The ring's number 3 rated junior lightweight contender, now 36, later withdrew from an intriguing clash with former WBA featherweight title holder Raymond Ford that had been scheduled for August 16th due to a back injury. After recovering, he spent months actively seeking clarity and a confirmed return date before this opportunity finally materialized. Cacace enters the Dickens fight as the likely favorite. His maturity, composure, and ability to perform under pressure make him a formidable challenger. One fascinating connection between Dickens and Cacace is Lee Wood, both men having beaten him. This shared history highlights just how evenly matched they are. Neither is unbeatable, neither is invincible, but both are proven. Dickens brings speed, combinations, and the hunger of a champion who never expected to hold a belt. Cacace brings physical strength, ring IQ, and the calm confidence of a man who has already defied time. Most observers see Cacace as the favourite, but Dickens has lived his career in the underdog role. That is where he thrives. The chief support bout is no less intriguing, as undefeated former European champion Pierce O'Leary, 18-0, 10 knockouts, faces Mark Chamberlain, 17-1-1, 12 knockouts, in a pivotal super lightweight clash. O'Leary arrives fresh off winning the European title against the rugged Liam Dillon, continuing his steady rise through the ranks. Aggressive, relentless, and improving with every fight, O'Leary is knocking loudly on the door of world-level contention. Chamberlain's journey has been more turbulent. Once heavily backed and widely hyped, particularly after knockout wins over Joshua Wahab and Gavin Gwynn, his momentum stalled following a shock loss to Josh Padley. Written off by many, Chamberlain responded with a spirited and entertaining draw against British champion Jack Rafferty. That fight may prove to be the reset he needed. Rafferty brings constant pressure, much like O'Leary, yet that style could play into Chamberlain's hands if he times things right. This bout feels like a crossroads moment. Either Chamberlain reignites his ascent, or O'Leary makes a statement and puts the entire super lightweight division on notice. Jazza Dickens versus Anthony Cacace is not just a fight, it is a statement. A reminder that boxing is not owned by hype, youth, or perfect records. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. No matter the outcome, this fight will stand as one of the most meaningful world title bouts of the modern era. A celebration of resilience, a tribute to perseverance, and a lesson to every fighter who has ever been told it's too late. On March 14th in Dublin, expect a special night of boxing. Irish fans are renowned for their passion and energy, and they never disappoint. The 3 Arena will be packed with noise, pride, and full support.